Hey friends, welcome to my channel. This is your teacher Yves Lexis. Again, moi voulais présenter excusez parce que pour petit temps nous pas posté. Raison c'est parce que je travaille sur plusieurs vidéos mais malheureusement il pas sorti j'ai comme souhaité. Donc pour cela je pas posté. Deuxièmement, je profiter de l'occasion pour me faire un petit break tout pendant fin année et puis on capable de recommencer. Donc 2024 was a very challenging year. It was a very long year, right? But I can't really complain because we're still here, right? It was a very challenging year, but we're still here. And I hope you will have a great 2025. And I'm sure it will be if 2025 is a year dedicated to learning or to growing, okay? So, and I'm sure it will be. So, without further ado, let's jump right into our session for today. So we're going to talk about pronouns, right? So pronouns are words you can use in place of nouns. Okay, so like for instance, you have Yves is a friend of mine. He is, instead of saying Yves again, so he is a genuinely nice guy, and I am proud to call him my friend. So instead of saying Yves is a friend of mine, Yves is a genuinely nice guy, and I am proud to call Yves a friend, my friend. So instead of saying all of that, so you just say, okay, Yves is a friend of mine. He is, that's a pronoun. He is a genuinely nice guy. C'est someone qui honnêtement très sérieux, très nice. And I am proud to call him my friend. Okay, so can you please bring me the phone? The answer is thank you for bringing it to me. Instead of saying thank you for bringing me the phone, you just say thank you for bringing it to me. So it here is a pronoun. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the next slide. Now here's the thing. So these are the these are pronouns, right? These are subjective pronouns. So you have singular, that's what we call a grammatical number, which is it singular or is it plural, right? Singulier ou bien pluriel, plural. So I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. The reason I'm doing this is we are about to do some grammar. So I want to make sure that at least I give you that introduction so that way we cover everything. Because the problem with teaching online is in a platform like this is the fact that you don't know what everyone really needs. Like everyone is telling you, okay, this is where I need you to work on. This is what I want you to work on. So you don't really know what to work on. You just kind of, based on what I've known, what I've seen over the years, where people need help. So I try to at least point those out and then kind of help out that way. So you guys already know this. I, you, he, she, it, we, you, they. These are called pronouns, but they're also called subjective pronouns. Okay? Okay, so now, but you also have object too, pronouns and reflective pronouns. So objects are me, you, him, her, right? It, us, you, them. So you take like mine, your, okay, so myself, yourself, himself, her, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Okay, so those are again pronouns, object, and reflexive. So you got me, you, him, her, it, us, you, them. And then you also got what we call reflexive pronouns, which would be like myself, yourself, himself, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and then themselves. Okay, so reflexive pronouns, what are they? Okay, so comment former ça? Well, just like you saw earlier, it's very easy to form reflexive pronouns. All you gotta do is just add self for singular or selves, right, for plural, to the end of the following, like mine, just like you saw here, it was myself, okay, your, okay, your, okay, you just add self to it, our, you, So our, ça n'est les nous en français, N-O-U-S. So it would be ourselves because nous is plural. Him would be himself, that's singular. Her would be herself, that's singular also. It would be itself, that also singular. But them, which is more than one, that would be plural. So that would be themselves, okay? That's how you want to say it. So reflexive pronouns, more of that. So reflexive pronouns are used in various contexts, which includes when the subject and object are the same, okay? So object, part of the sentence. Qui sont objets? Comment définir dans ce sens-là? Well, it's part of the sentence that receives the action of the verb, okay? So it's the opposite. It's not the same as subject. So there's object, but there's also subject. Subject, place or thing or idea that is performing the action, right? That would be the subject. Eve is talking, so Eve would be the subject, right? So he taught himself English, okay? This is what we want to emphasize here. So he, that's the subject, then himself would be the object in that sense. So he taught himself English. So he and himself refer to the same person, right? Okay? So they are the same. You can also use that for emphasis. Okay? So mettons en phase sur un bagay. Or to highlight the subject. So I did it myself. That's an emphasis. Not only you want people to know that you do it, but I did it myself. This is what you call emphasis. He cares about himself, right? He also, himself, they both refer to the same person. I, myself, both refers to the same person. So I did it myself. He cares about himself, same person, right? But in that sense, the speaker wants to emphasize on himself, right? Okay. So third, with specific verbs. So reflexive pronouns, une troisième façon que utiliser le tout, c'est avec des verbes bien spécifiques. For instance, enjoy, like enjoy yourself. Pride, I pride myself on my work. Hurt, don't hurt yourself. Introduce, please introduce yourself. So, verbe comme ça, yo toujours mandé reflexive pronouns. Ok, c'est très important. Toujours mandé reflexive pronouns. Par exemple, vous pas dire, hey, you introduce you. No, introduce yourself. Why don't you go ahead and enjoy you? No, you need to go and enjoy yourself. You take pride on your work. Okay, so he prides himself on his work. If you aren't careful, you will hurt yourself. So you can't say you will hurt you will hurt yourself, right? So those verbs, I mean, not that you can't say it, but those verbs usually call for reflexive pronouns. Please introduce yourself. You can say, hey, please introduce you, to the class. Okay? So, quatrième façon que utiliser, c'est avec ça, les idiomatic expressions or idiomatic expressions, right? Idioms or idiomatic expressions. So, reflexive pronouns appear in phrases like behave yourself. That's what you want to say. Help yourself. Be yourself, express yourself, enjoy yourself, take care of yourself, brace yourself, pull yourself together. So these are idiomatic expressions. Again, we'll get into the definition of those when we start studying idioms, because we're going to do a lot of those. Ok? Pas oublier que me dit nous, Américains utilisent en pile expression idiomatique. Ok? Même j'aime dire nous que utilise en pile to les phrasal verbs. Ok? So, ça m'a intéressé de nous faire pour les gens qui fait que jouer avec nous, toujours garder l'autre vidéo parce que tout ça me fait en réalité une construit sous l'autre. Alright, so très important. Just to help you get caught up or catch up. Okay, so we also have what we call possessive adjective. Would be like mine, your, his, okay, her, its, okay. Moi ça c'est pas it's okay. Syndicat il est ses cousins on va comme ça. Pas changer français aujourd'hui. But anyway, so that's why. Our, your, their, okay. Now possessive pronouns. So that would be mine, yours, okay. Ça veut dire on va comme posséder c'est pour moi lié. His, hers, okay, hers. Ça va dire le pluriel pour ça, okay. Les juste indiquer, okay, that's possession. All right. It's, ours, yours, and then theirs. Okay. Now, possessive pronouns and possessive adjectives, they are used to show ownership, like I said, or possession, relationships, right? Or belonging. Okay, l'on va appartenir à même, belonging. So this is my car, as you can see here. So that was mine. That would be the possessive adjective. And then, is this your computer? So that would be that's a question. So her sister. So your, right? Your computer. Her sister is in college. Okay, so that's belonging. Now we also have what we call indefinite pronouns. So indefinite, ça veut dire pas défini, les indéfinis, right? Indefinite pronouns. So you can use that in place of noun that is not specified, right? So like for instance, you have everyone, everything, nothing, few, anyone, each other, each one, either, neither, several, others, more, some, most, right? So at least those are the most common indefinite pronouns that you might encounter, okay, when people are speaking. So they may refer to people, places, things, or ideas in non-specific or general way. This is how you use them. We also have interrogative pronouns. Okay, we also have interrogative pronouns. Okay, so for interrogative pronouns, they can either be subject or object. Then they are used to ask questions, right? Interrogation. So depende de ça, nous question. So for instance, so we have who, like for person. Who is she? Whose is more for possessions. Like whose car is this? Ou pas qu'à dire who car, no, so whose car is this? Ça veut dire que machine ça lui appartient à qui? C'est ça le veut dire. Okay, what? So that would be for object. So things, information or ideas. Whom would be also for object, but it's less commonly used, right? To whom should I address the letter? Would be a nice example. Which, so which is le plus pour choix, etc. For instance, which color do you prefer, right? Whoever, that would be a subject. Anyone who, or no matter who, okay? So that's what it means, right? That's not an example, that's what it means. It means anyone, or no matter who that person. So whoever that person is, whatever. So almost like that. So it's almost the same thing. So it's no matter what, okay? Whatever. Whomever. So it's anyone whom. Quelque chose à monde que here's an example. Invite whomever you like. Okay, quelque chose à monde que tu veux inviter au capable. Whichever. So choice again. A choice among alternatives, right? Choose whichever you prefer. Okay, choose whichever that. Okay, so now we also have demonstrative pronouns, right? Demonstrative pronouns. So demonstrative pronouns are used to what? They are used to identify or point to specific people or things, okay? They can be singular or plural. They can be used to indicate when something is nearby or far away. Let's see that. So this that would be singular, but it's you employ this when something is very close, right? These, that would be plural of this, okay? So again, when some things are very close, right? So that would be singular, but it's when something is far away. And then those, so that would be plural, but it's when things are far away, okay? When you have things that are far away. So none, they can be singular or plural too. Neither, always singular. And then of course you've got search, which can also be singular and then plural. We'll get into all of that, especially when we study grammar more in depth, right? Plus profond. So with the presence of pronouns on that, neither is always singular. For instance, par exemple, okay, here's an example. Neither one of these, we know that these is plural here. So, et pas parce que ça a pluriel qui veut dire verbe là va changer. So, neither one of these is good, right? Sujet à c'est neither, therefore verbe, puisque neither is singular, then verbe là lien l'a prêté au singulier. So ça m'a dit nous, ça fait extrêmement important pour nous et garder by ça. So now, how about relative pronouns? So you've got who, whose, whom, which, that, where, when, whoever, whosever, whomever, whichever, wherever, whatever, whatsoever. So those are called relative pronouns. When do you use them? Well, you use them to connect a relative clause to the main clause. Here's what I mean by that. Look at this example. Here is the guy who, okay? So here's the guy, that's the main clause. Here's the guy who is always late for work, okay? So you take the main clause and the relative clause, it connects those two together. The car that I drive is beautiful, right? The car that I drive is beautiful. Okay, so now we also have what we call reciprocal pronouns. This is when two or more individuals actually serve as the subject of a verb, right? So like we have my wife and I spend time with each other every day, okay? So you've got wife and I would also be the subject. So you've got at least two, right? Individuals serve as the subject in that case. Okay, so that's what you would call a reciprocal pronouns. And then whenever you see one another, and of course each other. Okay, so so this is it for today, and we'll see you in the next video. Until then, of course, keep on learning. And yeah, absolument, nous souhaitons qu'on partage parce que nous allons entrer dans prochaine vidéo, nous allons entrer dans le vocabulaire. Nous allons partager avec un paquet de vocabulaire. Donc c'est ça que nous allons faire. Okay, so we'll see you next time. Thank you.